Hey, the scent of the road haunts, and I've recently set up Shorty in my room. But I've noticed he's been a little lonely. He has no friends up here with him. So today, I'd like to make a video about the animatronics that I'll put up there to keep him company. Kinda weird intro, but you know the deal. Every year, us haunters like to make our little wish lists of the animatronics you want to get. Unless they're Brick Thunder with chilling props. They get literally every prop. I don't think they have a wish list. I think they just walk into the store and plunk, there we go, that's mine. Anyways, weird tangent aside, yeah, today I'm talking about the ones I'm planning to get. Mind you, this wish list is fairly concrete so far. There was a good period of time where it was just adrift, completely what's going on here? Taking off animatronics and putting on new ones left and right. But this one I'm feeling fairly confident on. It's 4 animatronics and it's destined to change, of course. And there are quite a few honorable mentions I'll have. So, without further ado, let's get into the first one. So the first one, which I'm actually a little surprised to have here, is Darling Dolly. You see, when we first saw her in the teaser, I was a bit I don't know. But looking at a lot of the leaked images, she just looks really imposing and just really creepy, especially with how far her jump scare is going to be, because she leans down at you. And it's just, dolls never really freak me out. I mean, a real doll in person, like a porcelain one, that's pretty creepy. But when it's an animatronic that's supposed to be scary, the small dolls just don't really do it for me. But something about just a giant 7-foot-tall doll monster is just so warped and disturbing and just ick. That's all I can say. It's just a super creepy concept. And Creepy Rising Doll is, in line with this. But, Creepy Rising Doll is online only, and that throws a big hurdle into things. Plus, there's a lot of other really great animatronics this year. So, Darling Dolly is one that I definitely am considering, and do think would make a really cool purchase, considering it would help, diversify my collection, because, if I'm honest, I don't have many, if any, female animatronics. Oh, just saying. The next one here on my wish list is the Black Heart. The Black Heart is just, what more can I say? It's disturbing as hell. It's just such a cool concept, and I already found it, really cool to begin with. But it's just so creepy, and I think it's very up my alley when it comes to the kind of animatronics I like. And it's just, I've made a video a while back about you should buy the stuff you want from Spirit so they make more of it. And this and Darling Dolly are perfect examples of that, because they're genuinely creepy and disturbing characters. And the Black Heart is just one that also for $300, there are a lot worse deals out there. Granted, it's nothing compared to Home Depot's pricing, but, he's just one that I find really cool. The detail's great, and while the animation is very simple, his phrases aren't very packed, it's just such an eerie figure, The next one here, the third one, is Poor George. And this is one that when we first saw it, I was like, yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd really want to get him, though. But honestly, seeing more and more videos of him, Poor George is just really cool. And I don't know how many people don't like him. I've seen 1 or 2 people that don't. But he's just such a creepy character. The gore is great in concept, not the best in execution. But hey, that opens up the, possibility for crafts. But it's just so disturbing to have this cut-in-half clown that's, holding itself off the ground. And with the 2 faces, there's just such a story you can make with that. Were they a freak show performer? Are they possessed? Are they conjoined twins? I don't know. And that's just what makes Poor George so cool. His audio is disturbing, and the animation, too. I buy a lot of animatronics that are just talking and turning side to side, which is one of the reasons I want to get this guy, because it's such a unique, and I don't know if violent is the right term animation, but just the whole spinning around is just so, like, cool. He'd look really creepy in specific situations, like especially under a streetlight. That's just an image I have in my head. And one thing I will say is I said how his lack of gore opens up the ability for crafts. I'm not lying, because when I get him, I definitely want to, A, make his base a little more, bloody. So he's not just a cut-in-half clean clown. There's just a little blood around his waist there. And the second thing I want to do is get some fake intestines, maybe make them. I know we have some as decorations. Just make some more of those and get them, like, some of them hanging out his body. I think those few touches would make poor George just absolutely amazing. But he's already a really cool one that I just want to get. Of course, this could change, and maybe he's, like, one of the ones I'd kick off the list if I really wanted to, but whatever. Now, I don't have enough money for all of these right now, but we'll have to see. But the fourth and final one of my, like, main list is Lurching Vampire. And you might be thinking, huh? Lurching Vampire? That was a 2010 animatronic. How are you gonna get him? Did you find him on eBay? And I say, no, you silly, because he's returned on Haunted Hill Farm. He's not in stock yet, which is great, because that means I can simmer on my decisions, which I love to do. And the thing is, Lurching Vampire is just unique, We've gotten, like, 3 vampires, I don't know, ever. And he's just a really cool one, because I don't really like the slick back hair, cheesy Dracula vampires, and you could argue that's what this guy's like. But the whole hood and, symbol around his neck, he's just really cool. And out of all the returning ones they're doing on Haunted Hill Farm, Thrashing Clown sort of has my interest. Jack-o'-lantern too, but he's a little more expensive. But I just think Lurching Vampire would be the best addition to my collection, because he's just really neat. In a lot of the videos I've seen of the old ones, he doesn't lurch too far, but that could also be because, he's 13 years old. That could be another reason why. Or it's just because there's something to that. But I mean, with it being a return, Lurching Vampire would be a lot more higher quality. And just, I'd see if I could order him. The oversized shipping probably wouldn't be too bad. He's just a really cool one that I've wanted to return for a little while. And now that he has, hey, why not get him? So that's my main list. But now I'd like to get into the honorable mentions of the ones I'd sort of like to get. If, like, things change, these are probably the ones I'd work in there. But I'll also give the reasons why they're not. I must get this. The first one is Deathstalker. And this is one of my favorites of the year. Probably my first or second of the entire year from any lineup. And you may be wondering, well then why are you not getting him? 2 reasons. A, I've heard horror stories from specific individuals about oversized shipping. And I'm not an expert in how this works, because, like, Little Skellybones, Little Nestor, they had oversized shipping, sure, and it was only like $20. But they also have small boxes, so I don't know if it's scaled. And Deathstalker is an absolute unit. He has a giant box. So there's a chance that his oversized would be just through the roof. And I don't really want to pay $400 for an animatronic. That's a big turn away. And the other reason why I don't want to get him is because I want to get him next year. And look, this isn't confirmed, but it's just a gut feeling. 2022, they returned Barry into stores. 2023, this year, The Widow's in stores. And The Widow especially was a very well-selling animatronic online. And Barry not so much. I don't know why they returned him. But The Widow was just sold really damn well. And Deathstalker, another reason why I may not get him, is because I may not have the opportunity. There are just thousands of people, it seems, just lurking around his page, waiting for the exact second he comes back in stock. So it's pretty hard to get him. But with this trend, I'm thinking, with how well he's selling, just in my personal head, and maybe this won't be true, I have a suspicion he'll be coming to stores next year. Don't quote, like, this isn't guaranteed. Of course, maybe something else will come out online only that sells even better than him. But I just feel like if they were going to return one online only animatronic, it would probably be him. So that's why. And the other thing is, if I don't ever get him, I don't know if I can be too sad, because I already have two weird things with big mouths and cloaks. So really, does my collection need another one? Not particularly. The next in the honorable mentions is THD 3000. And some of you are going to be screaming at your computers like, why aren't you getting him? Just get him! And the reason why I most likely wouldn't get him is because it's nigh impossible. You need a zip code, which we put in our postal code. Didn't work because, Canada. And that's the only way we could have ordered one. We called a Home Depot in the States to see if you could phone order. Nope. So the only way I could get that is by going to an American Home Depot and saying, hey, can you order this to show up here? And that would just take a while. Sure, maybe I could do it on a flagship. But the other thing, too, is there's a lot of other really cool ones. And plus, especially with the Canadian exchange rate and all, he'd probably cost a damn lot. And as I've said, 400 animatronics are a big turn away. A $400 animatronics. If I had a 400 animatronic collection, honestly, I don't know if I'd want to have that either. That's way too many animatronics. But, he is a really cool one, and I'm not going to downplay it. I really love him in concept and execution. Just, I don't think I'll be able to get him straight up. The next one, and this is going to make Hollow Haunts cry because it's on this, is Creepy Rising Doll. Now, this is very similar to the whole Death Stalker thing in the way maybe oversize would be an issue. I don't know. It could. But the main reason why is just because, Creepy Rising Doll was really, really cool. But there's a lot of good crap this year. And they have shiny new animatronic smell and all that. And so it's just, Creepy Rising Doll was really cool. It's just that there's a lot of other really good ones this year, too. And plus, the whole ordering online thing, as I've said, is a little bit of a throw-off. So, But it's definitely one that if I were to get more money, it would probably be one of the first things my mind would go to. The next honorable mention is Bog Zombie, because I believe he's returning in stores, maybe not in themes. And the reason why is because I did really want him last year. And Bog Zombie's just really cool. His price is pretty okay. And he's just a very versatile figure. And Bog Zombie's just cool. Well detailed, great animation. With a few little accessories, you could make him into Jason, which would be really cool. And just Bog Zombie's cool. What more can I say? I wanted him last year. I still do want him. So if I got a little more money, hey, I wouldn't mind getting him. The final honorable mention I have for things I'd maybe consider getting is the Boogeyman from Home Depot. And he's a lot like the other ones in the way that it's just he is really cool, but there are technically cooler things. He also has the issue of being 8 feet tall, which means I'd have to only activate him outside, and I'd probably have to store him in half in my room. So that's a little annoying. And I could set him up in the garage, but my garage is cluttered as hell, so that wouldn't work. And I'm not going to set him up in the living room. I don't think folks would approve of that. But, he is really cool, and he's another one I do respect. And he has come to Canada, too, with a pretty good price. But he's just one that's a bit maybe wouldn't be the, best to get. But you certainly can't detest his price. And that wraps up the props I want to get. As I've said, the first 4 are the ones that are the most concrete. Yes, I should probably get this. But the honorable mentions, as I've said, are just honorable mentions. Maybe I'd get it. But, tell me what you want to get in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what you think of this list, and I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.